Reforged Eden is probably the biggest, most popular mod for Empyrion Galactic Survival, and it's about to get a huge update to make it even better. Aside from new stunning visuals and nebula, asteroids and space weather, and so on and so forth, there is a lot of changes coming up in the War and Industry update that Revion is currently working on for Project Eden. Well, I suppose Reforged Eden, now that he has discontinued Project Eden. Now, I will say that this update is currently a work in progress. It is currently in testing, and some of the features aren't quite working correctly just yet. But he's working hard on it, and hopefully, at the time of this video coming out, it's only a matter of days, perhaps weeks before we actually see this update. But let me take you through a few more of the changes that are coming to this amazing scenario. Trade stations, trade sectors, trade everything, you know, the factions, they've all had a massive overhaul. We can see here, it's just one trade sector. You've got civilian ships, freighter traffic dotted around, not to mention all the kind of effects around these space stations, all these little lights and blinking lights and directions and stuff like that. The stations themselves have also had an overhaul as well, with new advertisements placed inside the station in key locations. There's new dialogue among the civilians and NPCs in the station. Some are more helpful than others. Give you tips and advice on how to access some parts of the game, such as ice mining here. I really love how alive these sectors feel now, not only with the additions of the new visuals and stuff, just with these civilian ships, these tugboats and freighters just running around, minding their own business. It actually makes it feel like a working, alive, functioning sector full of trade and commerce. And it looks great. It looks really good. Somebody pull that guy over. He is just spinning around and driving around like a crazy person. Look at him go. Now, if you can find a robotics factory, optronics factory, orbital habitat, or I think it's a waste treatment facility or factory or something like that, then you are in luck. One of the new features here is the ability to trade large amounts of commodities. Robotic shipment being one of them here. You got advanced component shipments and industrial shipments, fuel, and even worker crew. Oh, I didn't even know that. Look at that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. One thing you'll notice about these things is the mass and volume of these particular items. Now, this is one of the more exciting parts of this update, in my opinion. You're actually going to need freighters, full-fledged cargo ships, monsters. If you're going to want to make a profit out of trading in this update, then you're going to need proper cargo ships with huge amounts of container volume. Okay, now I've got the Mata SN, which is not really a cargo ship, it's a starter ship. It has a couple of cargo boxes here, but it's not anything. Some of them aren't even 320, you know. So I'll connect to the ingots box here, just so I can demonstrate the trading thing. I might actually need to give myself about 1 million credits or so. I haven't given myself any money. I'll be right back. There we go, that's better. I now have some money. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and buy a robotic shipment because there's a volume of 320 KSU. That is going to fill this cargo completely, almost completely. It's a 378. Remember, on Reforged, you can have up to 640 KSU containers. So with one of those, I could actually get 2 robotic shipments. But the whole point of this is that you get as many as possible, because this costs 1 million credits, and we're going to see how much it sells for. One thing to pay attention to here is the tooltip. A shipment of highly advanced robotics from a Polaris orbital robotics factory in the Forge. Sell to Trade Federation, advanced orbital factories, and orbital jewelry factories in Tranquility. Use the logistic bars to trade. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to head over now to, let's go to Tranquility and look for a orbital jewelry factory to sell it to. And here we go. Okay, not a jewelry factory, an advanced factory, but still, we found what we were looking for. And there we go. He buys the robotic shipment for 100,000 more than we bought it for, so we can sell that to him for a profit. Now, at the moment, in the version of this scenario that I have, the profit is set to quite a low level. Revion is tinkering with it based on feedback. So you might find that, you know, that profit goes up and up and up, or it stays the same depending on how it performs. Bearing in mind that I traveled, well, there was quite some distance, 441.7 light years to deliver that cargo. And of course, I'm using commands and cheats in order to travel instantly between places, but you'd be using warp drive. So it does from a time profit point of view, not do very well at the moment. 41 light years. Well, with an advanced warp drive, that's still going to take you a while at 70 light years a jump. But with, say, upgrades from nav data and maybe even a progenitor antimatter warp drive, that's going to be much, much quicker. And if he tinkers the profit margins up slightly and you're able to take a lot of those shipments, yeah, I'm going to say you're going to be able to make a lot of money really rather quickly between those points. Because as you explore Reforged Eden, as many of you know, you will come across so many different factories and, you know, POIs and stuff like that that buy and sell different things all over the shop. And as you are discovering those things, your registry is filling up with lots of things like that. So you can always search in the registry for the POIs that you found and find those particular ones, like your advanced factory, for example, that buy those commodities. You don't necessarily need to fill yourself up with, fill your screen up with waypoints everywhere. Everything in the registry is tracking it for you. So yeah, I think that's it's a really nice addition. And I think that it's going to create a whole new demand for new types of ships. The freighter class vessel, you know, lots and lots of storage and potential for warp drive upgrades and stuff like that. We're going to see some serious min-max freighters out there, and I'm looking forward to seeing that on the workshop when they start appearing. So there we go. We can now actually make a lot of money from being a freighter captain in Reforged Eden. The next thing I want to show you is an update to base power options. We come down here to a lava nascent planet, because it is quite geologically unstable, and that's useful for the new geothermal power. Now, there's a little bit of a setup before you use these things, but essentially what they do is they reduce the overall power usage of your base. Now, I've got Scrapper base here. This doesn't use a lot of power. It's using 996 watts. But if I was to add a shield generator into this thing and power that up as well, now we see that the base is using now 1.28 kilowatts to run the shield. And then obviously the more stuff that we add to a base, constructors, furnaces, yada, 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 the more energy you use. But we're going to use 1.28 kilowatts as a basis here to just see how much power we can save in a small, simple base like Scrapper base here, which isn't very heavily equipped. You know, it's got a couple of constructors in it, and that's pretty much it. Base for furnaces, but I haven't added any of those yet. Let's see if we can connect the new geothermal system to that thing. Okay, inactive geothermal generator here. What we need to do, as the description will suggest, it reduces the power usage, but when we try and place it down, it gives you the tooltip to build here. Point at a base, press end, activate connect to base. So connect to Scrapper base, and then we should be able to place it down somewhere. Shield interfering, of course the shield's interfering. I'm like trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing here, but here we go. The bingo, there we are. Big chunky asset this is, isn't it? Look at the size of it. This is beautiful. Now, I've seen some screenshots on the scenario page on Steam, and you can link these things together to make them look like a nice long pipe system. Status ready, power output none, planet name Superbill, geothermal activity unknown. Planet must be surveyed for viability before a geological core sample can be taken. Surveying requires a basic system survey probe in your personal inventory that will be used to perform the survey. Okay, so we need to go and get a basic system. You can construct these things quite simply. I end up with quite a few of them from loot and all sorts of things. Let's go ahead and grab one of those. So there we go. I have about 5 of them now just in my inventory. So let's try this again. Switch to my toolbar. Survey the planet for survivability. Launch a survey probe. Determine if the planet can support geothermal power generation. Let's have a little look. Launch the probe. Drilling. Scanning. This planet is suitable for geothermal power generation. Knew it, because it's a lava nascent planet. Damn thing is so geologically unstable. A geological core sample has been placed into your connected toolbar. Use the upgrade function of a multi-tool while connected to the inventory to activate the geothermal thingamajiggy. Right, so now we need to drill an actual core sample. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, geological core sample will be deposited into a connected container. While connected to the container that has the core sample, use the upgrade function of the tool, which literally just told us that there is a maximum number to the active geothermal generators per base. Core sample will quickly cool into unusable rock. If this happens, you will need to obtain another core sample. Okay, so we got to do this pretty quickly. So it's drilling, scanning, geological core sample obtained. We'll select upgrade. And then the upgrade must be unlocked in the tech tree first. Oh, I've not done any of this stuff because I've been cheating my ass off. Upgrade. Bingo. There we go. We now have an online geothermal generator. So there's a lot of prep you need to do to get these things to work. You need to unlock the damn things in the tech tree first. That should be pretty obvious, really. I skipped over that particular step because I'm using the item menu in God mode and Christ knows what else. Let's have a little look. We are now producing more energy than we're using, minus 369 watt usage. That is the power of geothermal energy. Most people, I think it's safe to say, would set up their base on a nice planet, a planet with a view, something temperate, tropical, something like that. But now there is a very good reason to set up down here on lava nascent planets. Of course, I wouldn't suggest one that's 4 Gs of gravity. That would be a nightmare. But if you can find a decent gravity lava planet that, you know, is in a nice area, these geothermals, and bear in mind you can have multiples of them, yeah, no, they're going to be worth it, I think. I think they're going to be a sensible investment, and you can have 4 of them in a base. So there we go. Scrapper base, like I said, isn't a very advanced base. It isn't very active. You got a couple of constructors in here at all, but there is room in here for furnaces and shields and stuff like that. So you can upgrade it a little bit. It's gonna be interesting to see these. I think they're going to be very, very popular, and I think lava planets are going to be very popular as well. Anyway, there's one more base power upgrade I want to show you, and that's wind turbines. Now these are going to be quite popular, I think, on an early sort of bases, or bases certainly where they're on breathable planets, because that's where they work. And they will supplement solar panels quite nicely, I think. Now, they work very similar to the geothermal in that they reduce the active power consumption of a base. So I just spawned in a real basic starter base here, and we can see it's just using 130 watts of passive amounts of power. Not very much at all. But we do the same thing. I've connected to the base via the Connect 2. And we'll place a base. Then we got to place a wind turbine on top of that base, and there we go. And that should be it. Now, it takes a little while, according to the tooltip here. If we have a look, the wind turbine designed for passive power generation on planets must be placed directly on top of a base. It will spin up over 1 minute. Then, if conditions are favorable, it will provide passive power reduction to your structure until it is removed. Requires another source of power. I've powered up the base. And it cannot activate in extreme heat, cold radiation, or where there is no breathable atmosphere. I have come to this lovely jungle planet here. Beautiful. So hopefully we'll start seeing that spin around in a second. Don't think it'll be doing anything right now. It still says 130 watts passive power consumption on the base. Let's give it a little bit of time. And there we go. We have a wind turbine spinning, and the base is now using 80 watts, so it has reduced it a little bit. But we can have up to 16 of those, plus also don't forget the solar panels as well, so we can actually make some pretty good sustainable bases. And the wind turbines are going to supplement the solar power really nicely, because obviously when the sun goes down, well, solar power stops doing anything. So hopefully the wind will continue to reduce the power consumption of our base. And well, essentially with a simple small base like the T-Cozy here or similar, we can have again infinite power. Unlimited power in our bases, assuming we don't actually, like, you know, slap a furnace in them and things like that. Obviously, the more production stuff that the base is using, the more power it uses, so it's difficult to gauge with fluctuating power how effective these are going to be. Still, I think they're an excellent addition, and they're going to be widely used. There's a ton more updates, but one of the things is, you know, when you leave your SV outside a POI and you're going to go in and loot it and stuff, and then while you're busy murdering and massacring everything, some pesky bloody drone comes along and starts attacking your SV. Well, Revian has added a very, very nice little block, and I'm hoping it works right now, because if it doesn't, I don't know what I'm going to show you guys. But But there's an alarm on the SV now. So when it detects a incoming threat, it should give you a warning, basically. It should say something like "warning, threat detected" or something along those lines. And I'm seeing a drone come in because I just went off and peed it off. But it's not actually doing anything right now. Typically, the alarm is not going off. And it should be, because there's drones directly above it right now. Yeah, it may need some work. I don't know what triggers it. Or yeah. But it's essentially, hello guys. Oh yeah, I'm in light armor, so you need to die now. Yeah, I'm not sure what triggers it. It should be picking up the drones like straight away and doing a little warning. See, this is the little alarm thing here, you see. Wait, if I turn the ship off? Ow! No, the ship's on. Oh! There we go! Warning, threat detected. I mean, I know now. I know there's a threat detected. I'm being shot by them, but ultimately, you know, given time and perfecting it, we should now not be surprised by incoming drones killing our SVs while we're busy inside a POI. Damn, that thing's got some hit points. That's the point. That's what I was trying to show you. Sometimes it's really hard to show you these things outside of, like, you know, just them accidentally and organically happening outside of a Let's Play. So I apologize for the crudity of my demonstration there. However, it did work. You saw and heard what the audio sounds like. It's not annoying, it's not irritating, it's very informative and easy to hear. And regardless, what the hell? I just came out of freaking God mode and just almost died. What is that? Stop being cold. I can't get anything done, guys. I'm trying to show things, and you're all like, ooh, status effects, status effects, status effects. Why don't you just leave me alone for 5 seconds, huh? Honestly, right. What was I saying? Yeah, new car alarm, basically. We got car alarms. No more will I be surprised by drones attacking my SV while I'm busy, completely oblivious to the outside world inside of POI. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's a very nice addition. Thank you, Revian. I feel like you had me in mind when you added that thing. Hopefully we can get it working a little bit more reliably. Demonstration complete. Okay, I lied. There is one more thing I want to show you, because what I've shown you is a lot of trade and some new base assets and a new car alarm. But this update's called War and Industry. Where's the war? Well, there are new combat sites added to the game. Well, he's done some updates to various sites, exploration sites, mining sites. The combat sites have received some special attention. There are some now where you can enter the sector and immediately start getting like PDA pop-ups and prompts. For example, this one is about a suspicious radio beacon that appears very briefly and then disappears. You're left with a beacon, a track. You basically talk to each beacon in order to find the next beacon. There we go. There's the next one. You follow this trail of crumbs for a little while. Oh, now he's sending ships after me. Things are getting spicy. We're in combat now. The Ventress will be more than a match for these small bandit ships. So I'm not worried. That's one. And that's number 2. And eventually, we are led to the secret stash of the bandit chief here. He sends another couple of ships here to try and dissuade us from looting his precious loot. But we'll easily dispatch them here in the Ventress. But yeah, there we go. That is basically one of the... oh, Bandit Robert's gone boom. That's one of the new combat sites. Now, it's probably one of the more tame combat sites in this update. I will link to the amazing trailer that Revian has done for this update in the end screen of this video. So make sure you keep watching to the end there, and you can have a look at what he did, because I mean, he shows it off way better than I have done here, but I just wanted to give you a little bit more information and a demonstration here of some of the new features coming out. This bandit thief is doomed. He is not long for this world. Let me just dip my nose down there so the main guns can have a go. There he goes. Let's have a look, see what's in this secure stash once this bandit thief is dead. It appears the bandit leader has fled. In his haste, accidentally transmitted the unlock code for the stash. The stash is yours. Yas. Right, here it is. The console we shall access. You're able to unlock codes. Open the stash. Thank you very much. Even the little sentry guns disappear. Oh, look at this. Very nice. Look at where we got, oh, some data pads, gold, Zascosium, that's beautiful, and some rare various bits and bobs in the main loot containers there. Lovely. And these things, just the standard sort of bits and bobs that you'd expect in these kinds of crates. Big red one at the end though here. The Raider insignias, 15,000 credits. That's lovely. That's delightful. Just double check these ones as well, just before you're safe. Yep, that's fine. And we got a console here. Don't fail me again, Korvax. Ooh, you have failed me for the last time, Commander. Anything in these lockers? Just the usual sort of stuff. There we go. Actually, pretty nice little reward there, monetarily wise. And you can turn these guys in at the bounty office in a trade station of most major factions. So, not bad. Pretty damn tasty, really. Like I said, that's probably one of the more tame combat sites available. But that's all I'm going to show you today. The update is out soon. Trademark. Unfortunately, like I said, it is in testing at the moment. It is in a work in progress. So it's difficult to say when it'll be out. But we're talking maybe days, weeks, rather than months. So it's looking good. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Thank you very much for watching this video. And hopefully I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.